Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is demonstrate iNav auto launch feature. Show a few things. First, I'm just going to do a quick, using Mini Recruit or the Mini AR Wing. I'm just going to do a standard launch. So I've got my iNav set up so that when I arm, it automatically goes to auto launch mode. So what I'm going to do in this case is arm and then move my sticks. And I'm now out of auto launch. With the beeper on there, you'll actually be able to hear the beeping when it's in auto launch. You'll see later when we do one of those. So for a standard launch, I'm going to go ahead and increase my throttle to about 75%. And just throw it into the wind. And not exactly the most flawless one, but she got up. I'm going to come under the goggles real quick and bring it around and land it. Okay, so that was just a manual launch. I'm going to disarm. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try just a standard iNav auto launch. So in order to do that, if you have it set up by switches, you need to activate that switch. In my case, I've got it auto always on. So all I'm going to do is activate arm. I'm going to set my throttle to where I want it after the launch. And then I'm just going to... There, I actually triggered it. So I'm going to try it again. So what I'm going to do is I'll arm, set the throttle, and then I'm just going to throw it. And it should pick up the throw. Set my throttle, and then throw. And it climbs out perfectly. Not too bad. Okay, so now disarm again. Now this is going to be my favorite. So the one thing I will show up here on closer on camera, whenever you activate auto launch mode, you'll be able to tell first off by the beeping, but also I'll try and get it close. The elevator here is going to go up to try and do a self-leveling. So there it moved just a little bit. So let's try and see again. And then it's going to try and self-level. So if I go over more, it's going to do it. So now the way I like to do an auto launch is I'll bring the throttle up to where I want it after. And then I shake it to give it going, and then just throw it. That way I know the motor's already spinning before it actually takes off. And we're good to go. Over the fence. One thing I will mention, there is a fourth launch. So you got manual launch, standard iNav auto launch, and then what I like to call the fake launch. The fourth launch option, if you run this aircraft on 4S, you can do a vertical launch. And that is just sitting it on its tail fins and then slamming the throttle. In a manual launch, you just slam the throttle up and it will take off pretty much straight up. So again, that's how you do a iNav auto launch. Mini AR Wing is a great little plane. So like I said, I'll put link to the iNav page for auto launch, how it works and everything. And then I'll also post my settings that I have on this plane. I think it's pretty much the same for all of them. The other thing I will mention is I set mine for a 20-second climb out, and that way it gives you plenty of time to put your goggles down. If you have your battery disconnect or something, you got time that it's going to continue to fly out until you touch the pitch stick to take over. So I'll do that one last one, and then we'll see you in the next video.